regular meeting of Los Angeles City Council's Planning and Land Use Management Committee. My name is Marquise Harris-Dawson. I serve as the chair of this committee. I'm joined by our vice chair, Mr. Bob Blumenfield of the San Fernando Valley. We're also joined by the estimable Gil Cedillo of Council District 1. Members of the public wishing to speak must complete their request on the kiosk. This is for all speakers, including applicants, appellants, property owners, and their representatives. Members of the public wishing to speak on more than one item shall present all comments during the multiple agenda item comment segment of the meeting and shall be allowed to speak for a total of 2 minutes. Members of the public wishing to speak on one agenda item only shall have the opportunity to speak for 1 minute at the time the item is called. General public comment segment of the meeting is to speak on non-agenda items within the subject matter jurisdiction of this committee. Mr. Mejia, we'll start with item number 2. There's a request to continue that matter until the 24th of March. We'll go to item number 3. There's a request to continue that item as well, but we have an applicant, Michael Gonzalez, here. I believe you have a formal request for an extension. Excellent. So that's duly noted. That'll be the order on that matter. We're joined by Councilmember Curran Price of the 9th District.
Councilman gets continued to March the 3rd, correct?
All right, yes.
Okay.
And then on item number 4, there is a request to continue that matter until March 3rd, 2020 as well. Without objection, that'll be the order. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you soon. And then item number 1 will continue until March the 3rd. And then we will go to our general public comment. And I have Sean Davis, Brian Paul. I have Sean Davis for 2 minutes, Brian Paul for 1 minute, and Arnold Sachs. So this is for general public comment and item number 5 together.
Yes. Good afternoon. My name is Sean Davis. I'm from Families of Park Mesa and Heights. We're a group of family members within the community, and we just wanted to stop and say thank you guys for really hearing out our concerns. I know that we have been pushing the issue of the things that are going on within our community, but I just want to say thank you, and we as a community do support the zone change, so we'd just like to say thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Brian Paul.
I'd like to bring the committee's attention to the issues surrounding small lot subdivision. I'm in CD 11, and there's a lot of problems that people are having with flooding, access issues, and just the fact that when you apply for a small lot subdivision, they canvass the neighbors, but they do not put any of those comments into the actual approval process. If grading can be done up to 36 inches, which then creates a flooding problem for the neighbors all the way around, and there's no need for the developer to provide mitigation, unless, of course, it's within his lot. So the problems for the neighbors causes them flooding issues that need to be mitigated, and it's very expensive. They can add onto the property line a very high wall. The 36 plus the 6 foot is a 10-foot wall, and that wall results in access issues when you have a 7-foot driveways. There's thousands of 7-foot driveways in the older districts as well as our district of the city. I realize I'm out of my time.
Yes, you got to complete your thought.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Arnold Sachs.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, Arnold Sachs, and this is item number 5. So I'm just curious about this item. Was this a solicited item? Is this property that's owned by Metro, or property that was owned by the county, or property that was owned by the city? And because I heard at Metro that for unsolicited proposals for metro property, they go around planning and land use management.
Well, so you're not on item 5.
I am on mine. I asked a question about, is this a solicited property? Was this metro property that they got a solicitation from somebody to develop? And so excluding the process of involving the community and just getting this rubber stamp from, I don't know, the Workforce Development Program, the Planning and Land Use Department, because it's metro property.
This isn't concerning metro property.
Well,
So I need you to talk on item
is it
5.
city property? Okay. So my public comment refers to a couple of different things. Did you know that healthcare is a work program? Healthcare is actually a work program. You need to be able to work to do that program. You know what else is a work program? Marijuana sales is a work program. Which is more beneficial to your community when you're doing planning and land use, Mr. Dawson? Which, for your community? And you know what else is a work program? Experience is a work program. And you get experience by going to a lot of different community meetings and committee meetings. Because then you listen to people who bullshit you like it's nobody's problem. But it is a problem because the government, which is actually citizens, pay for this bullshit because there's nothing done. So your answer would be, or your question again is, would you prefer to have a health care program which is paid for, somebody actually paid for the county's health department expenses? Somebody got into it and said, you know what, this is a great idea, except they were paying attention.
Thank you.
So,
Thanks so much. That's your time, Mr. Sachs. Patricia McAllister for 2 minutes.
Minutes of my public comment, sir?
2 minutes, one on any of the items on the agenda because you signed up for all of them, and then another one on general public comment.
Okay, I'm here looking at item number 4 where you want to demolish a 2 one-story single-family dwelling and a 1-story accessory structure. And then you want to build 8 2-story single-family dwellings, attached garages, basements, swimming pools, spas. And you know what that means? You're kicking out families who are probably paying affordable rent, and you're building this $2,000-3,000 a month housing, spas and all of that. I know, I used to live in places like that, okay? I know what's going on. So I'm really getting fed up with seeing you guys tear down affordable housing where families live and building all of this expensive housing. And you're getting these contractors who are probably kickbacking contributions to your campaign, and it's just unfair, especially since you're not building anything. You got $1.2 billion to build affordable housing. I've been driving around, and no one's living in any of it yet. So this is insane. Now, I'm a college graduate, Chicago State University, computer science. Didn't have one dime student loan when I graduated, and got academic scholarships, and then when I graduated, got a 2-year academic scholarship to get my master's degree in computer science. I didn't drink. I studied 7 days a week, 7-8 hours a day. Now here you want to, on the University of Southern California, start serving them wine and beer. For what? These are students. They have no business drinking, and I'm a teacher, and you shouldn't be putting alcohol on the campuses. I didn't drink nor smoke. I spent my time at the library. That's why I don't owe any student loans. So now you're putting all this alcohol in poor communities where people shouldn't be drinking. Now you're doing it on the campuses. Students graduating alcoholics. Get a bad grade, they go get drunk. You need to check yourself, okay?
All right. We have Antonio Ramirez.
Number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to talk more about city planning policies or work programs and their operations and items of interest. Let's talk about items of interest. First of all, the city is afloat. It's keeping afloat. Why? Because the elite satanic motherfucking Zionist Jews and their Masonic Freemasons run and control the city. Nothing in this city is by mistake. Me being homeless on the streets is not by mistake. Everything is by design. You've got your puppets by design. They know I ain't no ass licker by design.
Hold on, Ms.
So,
Ramirez. Can
yes.
we remove Mr. Sachs from this meeting? He's disrupted.
No, it's the truth, Mr. Jew. It's the truth, Mr. Jew. It's the truth, Mr. Jew.
Ms. Ramirez, I'm holding your time,
Thank
so
you,
I need you
thank
to be
you.
silent until
I
we
appreciate it.
deal with Mr. Sachs.
Thank you very much.
As much as
Mr.
I might
Harris
agree
Dawson.
with you, Mr. Sachs, you cannot disrupt the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Harris Dawson. I do appreciate for that. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, living on the streets is hell. Let me tell you that every day is hell. Having said that, I want a better life for the future. I want a better life for the children. I want a better life for humanity because that's what I want. I love and I care too much. Maybe that's my goddamn curse. I care too fucking much. But we are going to get rid of these motherfucking elite satanic Zionist Jews who control the drugs, the opiates, the lands, the real estate, the...
You got to be on topic, Ms.
Well, I'm
Ramirez.
talking about number one, but let me do that. Now, let me go over to number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless Bernard Parks, ex-councilman, who did a great job on the Crenshaw corridor. That man is fantastic. He did a beautiful, because he's an elegant, classy man. God bless you, Bernard Parks. And you've done a lot of great things, but again, you're redeveloping and bringing all these land grabbing to benefit not the people, but the motherfucking Jews. You're not benefiting the people. You're benefiting the motherfucking Jews. There's an agenda. We're not puppets, those of us on the streets, but those of you, God help you. Because those of you, you're going to pay sooner or later. We're not here to benefit the fucking Jews. Humanity is to benefit humanity. Not the fucking rich, satanic, corrupted, perverted, like the fucking faggots who control the Hollywood industry. They're the ones who are perverted.
All right, that's your time, Ms. Ramirez. Mr. Wayne Spindler.
I'm so glad that we had a horrible crime on number 5, that the LACPC, which is led by a bunch of nigger motherfuckers, they try to take away our zoning. And then Mr. Wesson and Mr. Harris Dawson stepped up and overturned that rightful decision so that we can continue with the payoffs on the Crenshaw corridor. Everybody, every pimp has to be paid on that street. And every pimp now will be paid. The CPC tried to stop the pimps and put them out of business, but Mr. Harris Dawson put the pimps back in the pimping business. Let's give him a hand on number 5. That's the way to do it. That's right. So we're going to goddamn overzone every motherfucking lot in the whole city and give the money to the fucking Jews. That's right. And then now we get the general comment. Where's that sleazy little wheezy John Lee? Where is that little thief? The little lie that said that he had a college degree. He didn't graduate from no goddamn college like somebody else we know. Mrs. Wesson didn't graduate from no goddamn college. Mr. Price graduated from college. Mr. Blau Bliebenbliel goddamn went to school and graduated. Even Gil Cedillo actually passed the bar exam, but they deleted his records because at the time you could not be the color of his skin and be a lawyer. Yes, even I graduated, yes, but the dumb motherfucking little dog-eater John Lee, he don't graduate. No on John Lee, no on Herb Wesson, and yes to college graduates, and no to these filthy fucking Jew campaign donor niggas.
All right. We disposed of that. Bit of necessary business. That takes us to item number 5, Mr. Mejia, if you could read that into the record.
Councilman, item 5 is a report from the Planning Department. It's a zone change ordinance to change the queue condition on 23 lots within the Crenshaw corridor specific plan. Okay, let me repeat.
There you go.
It's a report from the Planning Department. It's a zone change ordinance to change the queue condition on 23 lots located within the Crenshaw Corridor specific plan.
Yes, we have a report from Department of City Planning, Mr. Caldwell.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair, and good afternoon, committee members. Ruben Caldwell with the Community Planning Bureau. So item number 5 involves the adoption of a queue condition zone change pursuant to LAMC Section 1232G for 23 lots located within the West Adams, Baldwin Hills, Lemert Community Plan area. The case is in response to motions initiated by Council District 8 back in August of 2019, instructing the Planning Department to address design concerns stemming from recent projects proposed on former single-family zoned lots within the Greater Hyde Park neighborhood. Specifically, and referring to Exhibit A of the staff report, the queue condition zone change increases the minimum lot area and lot width requirements for 23 commercially zoned properties located within the boundaries of the Crenshaw Corridor specific plan. Currently developed with low-scale single-family homes and a few small apartment buildings, the subject lots are located close to the soon-to-open Metro Crenshaw LAX line Hyde Park Station and are located within pedestrian and transit-oriented areas of the specific plan. So as described in the staff report, many of the lots were rezoned from residential to commercial through previous community plan updates, and this was done in order to implement a long-standing community plan policy to deepen shallow lots along corridors in an effort to increase the viability of commercial areas, especially in older neighborhoods. So with the recent uptick in development activity within the specific plan area, community concerns have been raised when larger multifamily projects are proposed in place of single-family homes on narrow 50-foot wide lots fronting local streets. So in acknowledgement of City Council's urgency in passing the 2 motions regarding this issue, the Planning Department introduced the queue condition ordinance in fall of 2019. And in closing, I think it's important to note once again that the queue condition is limited, increasing only the minimum lot area and lot width requirements for new development from 1 lot to 2 lots. Thank you, and that concludes staff's comments.
Thank you so much. Any questions or comments from members? Before we go to public comment on this, and Mr. Caldwell, if you could just slide to the side a little bit so I can see the clock that's behind you. We've taken a very rare step of 245ing this item from the Planning Commission. We believe that the Planning Commission was trying to make a general point or pursue a general principle about density and housing in the city of Los Angeles without looking at the particularities of this neighborhood. The folks on the ground, both community members and those of us in the council member, put forward this change, and we continue to believe that this change benefits both the community and helps facilitates the overall goals around housing in the city. And so with that, I'm asking my colleagues for an enthusiastic aye vote. I think I have one public comment speaker on number 5, Sean Davis. No? She's passing? All right. All right, so there we go. So I'll move that we adopt the negative declaration and approve the zone change ordinance for the 23 lots located within the Crenshaw Corridor specific plan. Enthusiastic second from Mr. Kern Price. And enthusiastic ayes from Mr. Blumenfeld and Mr. Cedillo and Mr. Price and Mr. Harris-Dawson. That motion carries on a 4-0 vote. Can you confirm that this concludes our business for this meeting, Mr. Mejia?
Councilman, this concludes the meeting.
Excellent. We're adjourned. Thank you all so much.